So we back with part 2 of her life as a stripper. And this is her for graphic sakes. We kind of aired some stuff out. But if you can notice, that man right there got a ring on his hand. His picture ain't in, I mean, his face ain't in the picture, but he's shown in there. And this was years and years ago, guys, years and years ago. So in order for her to do this, she is telling you that she had to be overtaken by a spirit named Seducer. Tell us more about Seducer.
So I didn't know the name of that spirit.
Okay.
I didn't get the name of that spirit until later on in my walk with God.
Yeah.
But Seducer is like a woman. She's fine.
Okay.
She's body. She's BBO. Whatever you want. 3624. Very fine. Hair made of snakes.
Really?
But the snakes are like hands. Like they pull. But her body is like so fine. But the hair of her is snakes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So her name is Seducer.
When did you see her, or when did you first encounter her to know that's what she looked like?
Not when I was in the world. I didn't encounter her, but it was after I became married and I became set free and all that. I would feel something trying to come over me if I was to be either testifying or doing something in ministry.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a voice that would say certain things to try to entice someone else's husband or a man or even a woman. Something like, you should wear this because such and such likes the color red. Or wear your hair like this so that such and such can look at you.
So it even followed her into ministry. That's how strong spirits are. They don't care where you at.
They don't.
They feel like if I once housed you and I got kicked out of you, it's going to go into a dry, arid place seeking rest, and it's not going to find, and it's going to go back to the temple that I once belonged to see, can I get back in it? Is there any creek or crevice or door that allow me to reside there? And if it's not filled with the word of God, fasting and prayer, and with his presence, it's going to come back in to see if it can use you and bring a couple of its friends.
7 more wickeder.
Yes, that is the truth. So you feel like when you were out there, like standing on the side of the stage, you would feel that invocation happen.
Yeah, it would be like something come over me. It's almost like how you have these celebrities that have these alter egos, like you have Beyonce with the Sasha Fierce, and you have Nicki Minaj with Roman, and all these different. These are spirits, and I know that something came over me because I could feel it. I can feel it when it happens. So I'm bolder. I'm not scared. I'm ready to do the devil's work.
Yeah.
And because I was doing that, it was just almost like it was like a pull. They just come to the stage, like they come,
and they don't even know that it's really not even you. It's a spirit that's working in you, that's bringing them to you. Because as you can see, this was somebody's husband that was in this picture right here. His hand is in here. Let me bring this out.
I didn't even know somebody.
Yeah. His hand is there with a ring. I'm not sure if you can see that, but his face isn't. So this seducing spirit's ultimate job is to invoke somebody who's even married to come and maybe commit adultery, to break up a family that is God-given. You see what I'm saying? It's always about going against or trying to come for something that God has done. If God put a marriage together, I'm going to cause that man to want to go to the strip club, that he's going to be led away from his own lust. And when he's there, he's going to put a spirit on her, which is a spirit of seducer, so they can pull at each other. Lust and seducer are pulling at each other ultimately, not so that we can have sex, but the ultimate goal is to destroy both souls, to destroy both people. Hopefully something goes down in this club tonight to where you get shot, you get killed, and y'all both gone to hell. The end game of the devil ultimately is, I want the soul.
To kill you.
I want to kill you. Kill, steal, and destroy ultimately your life. And if I have to use this young lady to do it, which is not the same young lady that you see sitting right here, she's now being
God. Thank God.
That's what I'm gonna do. You know, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do whatever I have to do. So when you came into the church, so do you still believe that there's women that are operating in ministry with seducing spirits?
Yes. And it's crazy because I didn't know. I knew it was weird because I felt bad for even like I didn't know how to call it by name.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go under the deep prayer and fasting.
Okay.
And God gave me the name.
Really?
It was clear as day, seducer. And I was like, what? There it is. Like, because I would be praying, God, I want no one's husband. I want my own husband. I would feel so sad that, I mean, why are you picking with me? I have a husband.
Yes.
I don't
so you had a husband, but it was still wanting to bring that old familiar spirit back to you to try to get other people's husband
to look at me or seduce after me.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just, it got to the point I would go to church. I'm like, I'm trying to wear the most unfitting outfit, try to look as so unfitting because it was tormenting me so badly.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be a stumbling block for anyone's husband or anybody in the church, but it was because I you know, some things you have to go in by prayer and fasting.
Yeah.
So once I started fasting, leaning into the spiritual realm, he gave me the name, so I knew what to pray against.
Yes. Wow.
I knew I could call it by name now.
Yeah.
Because I was just saying, spirit of adultery, spirit of lust. She's all those things, but it's a particular name for that particular demon.
Yes, call it by name. Whatever you're dealing with, you got to call it by name. Whatever you're struggling with so it can come out. Don't be saying, Lord, whatever this is, and you know that you're dealing with food. I'm dealing with a food addiction. I'm going to call it by, I'm dealing with food. If it's pornography, I'm dealing with pornography. Whatever it is that you're dealing with, you got to specifically bring it to God. Say what it is, especially when he tells you what it is. Some of us don't know. But once he begins to reveal it, pray against that thing. So then when he told you this is the name, then that's when you kind of saw this is what she looks like.
Yeah, so I was like, that's when I began to see like the makeup of her. And she's a fine woman, real shapely, waist real little, but just got snakes in her hair. But she built very attractive.
Okay. Do you think that a lot of women, especially when we're out in the forefront and I'm not saying don't preach pretty, but we have bodycon dresses on and everything is so skin tight. Your skirts are skin tight. You wearing everything is tight. And you know that you've been in church for a long time. I'm not talking about a baby. You've been in church for a long time. You're preaching, you're teaching, you're singing, you're leading people in worship, but everything about your attire is just skin tight. Do you think that they could possibly be dealing with that spirit and don't even know it?
I believe so. Because we perish from lack of knowledge,
mm-hmm.
and a lot of people don't know. Because I didn't know what it was, but I knew I did not want that.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, haphazardly, just putting it on. I look cute, but it's something working within. It's a root.
Yeah. Because if you're before people, we have to monitor our garments, ladies.
Have to.
If we know that we're built roughly endowed, and you know you got that don't,
okay,
you got it in both areas.
It's back there.
We gotta have to try to cover that. Now, I'm not saying that you gotta wear a sheet and you gotta dress old fashioned. You gotta no, because I like to put it on too. But we have to be mindful of what we're putting on to where we don't become a stumbling block where somebody's trying to worship. And now they can't get to God because you got everything just out. I don't even know where the skin tight movement crept into the church, but it's like most people now that are ministers are just wearing everything but the right thing. So I think we have to address that. And it's a good thing that we're addressing it right now with this spirit of seducer, because you could be operating in it and you just don't even know.
Don't even know it.
That's right. We're coming back for the last and final part of how God came and met you at the strip club.
Gotcha.
Woo! You want to come back for this.